You will make it through. The fitra is awake in you. With Quran and Sunnah by your side, here's a place where it will thrive. You will make it through. You will make it through. The fitra is awake in you. With Quran and Sunnah on his side, here's a place where it will thrive. You will make it through. With Quran and Sunnah on his side, here's a place where it will thrive. You will make it through.
Alhamdulillah, wa salat, wa salam ala wa rasulullah. I want to welcome everybody to our first class for today. This is our Aqidah class. And this is based on the book written by Sheikh Karim Abu Zaid. We're going to be discussing how to dilute wala wal bara when it comes to our business dealings. This is what we're speaking about now. We're in the chapter of the book where Sheikh Karim Abu Zaid breaks it down how as Muslims, even when it comes to our business and financial transactions, we're gonna have to implement allegiance and disassociation. Allegiance and disassociation to those transactions or those business methods that contradict Allah's laws, that contradict Allah's rules, that contradict Allah's regulations. As you guys see from this class, what I'm really hoping that all of you are recognizing is that this religion, Islam, is not just a religion. It is our culture. It is our way of life. And this way of life, our culture, has been perfected by Allah. He taught us how to handle ourselves in all situations, from marriage to divorce, in regards to how do we dress, how we behave, how we interact with non-Muslims, how we live in non-Muslim societies and still maintain our Islamic identity. And that's the problem. A lot of us Muslims living here in the West, we have a hard time maintaining our identity as Muslims. And it seems that ever since 9/11, we have sold or compromised our identity. We've tried to blend in to become like and be accepted by the non-Muslims. We want to look like them. We want to dress like them. The men are not wearing beards, or they're trimming their beards, shaving their beards. The women are not wearing hijab properly. We got our young girls looking like Cardi B. Look at our daughters, man. Subhanallah. How is it that you parents allow your children to go out the house with straight leg pants on? That's the style now, these straight leg skinny jeans, okay? And little tops with a little hijab on that doesn't cover their breast, that doesn't do anything. It's just a mammy rag. You might as well just take it off because you're still naked. And look at our sons. Subhanallah. You can't tell if your son is Muslim or if he's a hip hop artist. You looking like Justin Bieber. You looking like Jay-Z. My goodness. And what's going on with the dreads? Oh my gosh. Well, no, you guys don't. Just because we change the name does not excuse the sin. Nowadays, the African Americans are not calling it dreadlocks. What are they calling it? Locks. It doesn't matter. You took the dread off. It's a lock. It's still haram. Because the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said anyone who has hair on his or her hair should be able to comb through it. Comb through it on a regular basis and oil it and wash it and clean it and comb through it. You can't comb through a lock. Even when we wear braids, braids are lawful, but our prophet taught us how to take care of that. He said, you have to, for you sisters who braid your hair, you have to take them braids out and wash your hair completely when your menses come. That's every month. Okay, if you brothers are gonna wear braids, like he told the Bedouins, because the Arabs wore braids. Like he said, you have to be able to take them out and comb through them and oil them. Subhanallah. Look at our Muslim youth. I was looking outside today, sitting on my patio, and I was looking at the young Muslim youth. And I said, oh my God, these boys with these dreadlocks. Do you brothers know how ugly it is? You look just like the Aegean. Handsome men, if you would only remove them nasty, dirty locks and comb through your hair. Not to mention the smell. The smell is so bad that when the wind blows, I'm up on the third floor on my balcony. But I'm not lying, guys, because I got a nose. I can smell like a wolf. The wind blows and I could smell the dirty, rotten hair as the wind blew the smell up. So this is the problem, living in a non-Muslim environment, a non-faith-filled society. You know, we Muslims have adapted the behavior, the attitude, the look of the non-Muslim. Our daughters, Cardi B, and our sons, Justin Bieber, Jay-Z. Hello. It's pathetic. We have to reclaim our identity as Muslims. And how do we do that? By educating ourselves about our religion the right way, learning Islam and its truthfulness with the understanding of those original companions, not the understanding of the four Imams. Because the four Imams were not companions. Not the understanding of Ibn Taymiyyah. Not the understanding of Ibn Kathir. Not the understanding of Sheikh Kamadam a dozen. Not the understanding of Layla Nashiba. It has to be the understanding of those original companions. Because as Allah himself says, no one understands or ever will understand it better than they. We need to emulate them in our character, emulate them in our behavior, emulate them in our practice as Muslims. They were proud of their Muslim identity. They upheld their Muslim identity. And that's what we need to do. And we need to instill this in our children. So today what we're speaking about is the business transactions. Living in America, as we talked about last week, you can't say because you live in America, I'm going to go and buy a house on interest. Just because I'm living in America, the laws are different. You know, we can bend the rules. No, that's not true. As the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam told the companions, when he told when Mu'ad was sent to Yemen as a messenger to the people, The prophet said, you're going to a place where everyone deals in interest. Do not succumb to it. Do not allow yourself to deal with it, even if it means you're the only one in the whole country who doesn't. So we have to be careful of interest. And that brings us to the topic of today. A lot of the Muslims will say, well, who walks around with $10,000 on them? I don't have $10,000, $20,000 to buy a car. I don't have $100,000, to pay for school. So what are some alternatives for us? Since I cannot take out a loan from the bank to go to school with because it's interest based, since I cannot take out a loan to buy a car or a house with, now a car, like I told you, falls into the different category. Let's just stick with the house and tuition. Are there any alternatives for us Muslims? Well, this is what we're going to speak about today. And let me put the PowerPoint. Oh, I forgot where my computer is. It's 487. Everybody should be able to see the people on Twitch. Let me see. I got the people on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch, Instagram, Rumble, and Odyssey. You guys should be able to see. And if you guys type, I can see whatever you type, except for Rumble and Odyssey. I won't be able to see your typing. If you got my phone, you can text me if that sister's in there. But on the other platforms, any comments you guys have, you can type, and I will be able to, inshallah, see the screen. Tonight, we're going to be speaking about ethical ways we can conduct business without compromising our Islamic identity, using al-wala wal-bara, allegiance and disassociation. And let's look at this. In a world that is increasingly marred by exploitative dealings and a constant drive for profit at any cost, we have to still maintain our Muslim identity. We have to still abide by the principles that Allah has set in place for us as Muslims. So again, just like we do in marriage and everything else, when it comes to our dealings, we have to fall back upon the concept of allegiance and disassociation. So a lot of you asked the question, well, Sister Layla, this is America. If I need money to buy a car, or if I need money, to buy something, I can't take out a bank loan. Is there an alternative? Well, we're going to be looking at that today. But I want you guys to ponder this reality. Allah says in the interpretation of the meaning, and give full measure when you measure, and when you weigh with balance that is straight and correct. This is good and better for you in the end. As we can see from this verse of the Quran, that al-wala wal-bara, allegiance and disassociation, is a guiding light that directs us to loyalty in our Islamic principles, to be just, to be fair, and to not deviate away from that, even when it comes to our business dealings. Just like when it comes to a marriage contract, just like when it comes to treating how to treat our neighbors, how to treat the non-Muslims, how to live in this society. We're supposed to be just and kind, even to the non-Muslims. Well, we have to be just with each other when it comes to our business dealings. So that brings us to the question. Since I cannot indulge in interest, because interest is oppressive, interest is a sin that is so great that Allah has declared war against the people who indulge in it. Are there any alternatives for us? Well, there is an alternative. In Arabic, it's called el-murabaha. El-murabaha, which is cost plus financing. It's cost plus financing and profit sharing. Okay? And we're going to speak about this today because this can be a Sharia compliant model that can reduce the risk and bring about reward for you without compromising your identity as a Muslim. And let's look into it and see what it entails. So here we're going to break it down. And you guys might want to take notes, take screenshots. It's called cost plus financing. Cost plus financing. Now, in this arrangement, the financer buys a good or an asset that the customer wants to purchase. And then they will sell it to the customer at a markup. Both parties will agree on the markup at the beginning and will remain fixed. That price will remain fixed for the term of the contract. Let me give an example. This is what they call that Sharia compliant financing. You go out and you find a house. You got 6 kids. You need a house. Apartment living is too condensed for you. So you find a nice house, a 6-bedroom house. So you go to the financer, this Sharia compliant financer, and you tell them there's a house that I need, that I want to buy, but I don't have, the house is $200,000. I don't have the $200,000 to buy it. And I don't want to take out a loan from a bank. So what this company will do is buy the house for you. They'll buy the house, but they're going to want you to pay them back more. Okay, they'll say, okay, I'll buy the house for $100,000, but let's agree that I'm going to sell it to you. But instead of me selling the house to you for $100,000, I'm going to sell this house to you for $150,000. And you pay me back $1,000 a month until it's paid off. I'm just giving an example. Y'all see how that works? That's el-murabaha, which is cost plus financing. And a lot of people are doing this. A lot of Muslims are doing this. You want to buy a car. You can't pay for it all at once. So the Islamic bank will buy the car for you, and then they will sell it to you at a higher price. The extra money is their profit, and that extra money is is agreed upon in the beginning. Y'all get it? That's how a lot of Muslims are buying houses. One of my brother Isa, that's how he bought his house. He's got 10 kids. He needed a big house. He went to the Islamic bank. The Islamic bank bought the house for him and sold it to him at a higher price, and he's paying them back for I think he took a 10-year term or something. He'll have it paid off in 10 years at whatever they agreed to pay. So this is an option. This is an option for a lot of Muslims here in America. And we do have these Islamic financing, these Islamic banks. Okay? I can give you the name of a brother who deals in this, Dr. Main. Y'all know Dr. Main El-Kuda. He's from the AMJA. He's one of the scholars, the American Muslim jurists. He's part of that cost plus financing. You want to take out you need a loan for school. Okay? They'll pay your school for you. Okay? But you will have to pay them back a little bit more. So that's their profit. Y'all see what I'm talking about? So this is an alternative for a lot of Muslims. And a lot of Muslims in America are doing Islamic banking. However, there are some negative aspects to it. What are some of the negative aspects? Number one, the one aspect that clashes with our Islamic principles is the arrangement. The arrangement is that you may have to get insurance. So if I'm going to buy this house for you, or if I'm going to buy this car for you, you have to get insurance. So that way, if something happens and the car is destroyed before you pay it off, or before the house is paid off, I get my money back. And you guys know that, I'm just going to be honest with you. Living in America, you can't get by insurance. Even if you rent. I rent an apartment. You have to have apartment insurance. That's the law. If you got a car, you can't drive without car insurance. So there's really nothing you can do because that's part of the law here. Because too many companies have taken loss because of not having insurance. So you really can't get around that anyway. But that's one of the negatives against it, the insurance. Insurance is haram, as we know, but you have no choice. You got to drive. You got to live. You got to have health care. So we have to have insurance. But that's one of the negative aspects. So a lot of people may ask the question, then what makes this different than taking a regular loan? Well, number one, there's no interest. Because whatever you and the Islamic bank agree upon, it doesn't go up, it stays that price. It's not accumulating any interest. And also, all terms are acceptable. So you know the exact amount that you're paying for. Okay? You know the bank's markup. All right? Also, it's different because it becomes your property immediately. It's your property. Once you sign the contract, it's yours. With a conventional loan, it doesn't work that way. Some conventional financing options are not like that. They won't give you the product until all payments are completed. Well, it becomes your property instantly with this type of Islamic bank loan. Okay? So this is how it differs. And like I said, this is an alternative. Check with the mosques in your state, because most of them have this Islamic financing here now. Like I said, Dr. Main El-Kuda. Okay, Dr. Main specializes in that. He does workshops on that. He travels around to the different mosques trying to sell this to the people. Okay? He's Egyptian too. All right. So, what makes this financing ethical? Again, both parties know exactly what the price will be and how much the profit will be and all of that. And it's fixed. It doesn't go up. It doesn't change over time like a regular loan from a non-Islamic bank would. It doesn't go up. It doesn't change. And it's flexible. They allow you to pay in a way that's easy for you over time. And also, it's Sharia compliant. It follows the Islamic rules, which ban unfair financial practices. So this is an alternative to those of you who are interested in trying to buy a house or trying to buy something, this is Sharia compliant. This is an alternative for you that you might want to look in. Okay? Okay, and I put them up there again. Those are the things I went over again. No interest, the asset-specific financing, upfront disclosure, all of that. Flexible repayment. And it's ethical because Islamic banks have specialized boards. They have boards that ensure that their transactions are in accordance. For example, I know Dr. Main El-Kuda. He has that Islamic banking board, and that board consists of many scholars of the AMJA, of this American Muslim jurists. You have Dr. Main, you have Sheikh Hatem El-Hajj is on there, I think, too. I think Waleed Bazuni is on there. I think Dr. Ibrahim Dramali is on the board. I think Dr. Dramali, I think you on the board, ain't you? Okay, so, so they have religious scholars on that board to assure, that everything is within, to assure that everything is within the guidelines of the Quran. So this form of financing offers an ethical, transparent, interest-free way to finance specific purchases whilst not sacrificing or compromising your Islamic identity. And like I said, if you guys want more information on that, you guys can get in touch with Dr. Main. He travels all over speaking about this, and or contact your masjid. They might can hook you in touch with this type of Islamic financing. So that's all I want to go over today, because we have another class. We have Dr. Dramali and also Brother Youssef coming on at 7 for their class on the history of Palestine. So are there any questions on this type of financing? Any questions on this type of financing? Go ahead with them. And yes, some people have used them, I think, for their tuitions. I don't know. If you guys can even ask Dramali about that, because I think Dramali might be on that board with Dr. Main and them. I think he is. Yeah. Any questions or comments? Okay, since there's no questions, let me just speak briefly before the next class. At 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Brother Youssef and Dr. Dramali coming on. That's in 15 minutes. They're going to be doing part 2 of the history of Palestine. And then at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, you have my call in and Ask Sister Layla live show. So any questions you guys have, remember, share it with your friends on these other platforms that this is Friday. They can join my Ask Sister Layla live show tonight to get their questions about Islam answered. And also, guys, we need donations. We need donations. I haven't checked our account tonight, but remember yesterday, all we had is $300 in our account, thanks to Sister AA's. But come on, guys. I don't know. We got bills coming out. We might be in the hole for all I know. Okay. So subhanallah, guys, please donate to support this dawah effort. And I want to say too, if you guys live in America and can use Zelle, Zelle is better because Zelle doesn't charge any fees. Plus, Zelle goes directly from your bank to our bank. So if you can Zelle it, please Zelle it to that address, that email there, Layla@Sunnahfollowers.net. And for those of you who are who know me on a more personal or intimate level, y'all can zell it to my phone number. And my phone number I will be able to, you know, put it into the Sunnahfollowers account. Okay. Layla@sunnahfollowers.net. That's the Zelle email. And we also accept Cash App. But, you know, Cash App charges a fee, but we accept Cash App. And, of course, credit cards, PayPal me /Sunnahfollowers. You know, this is the 9th, and we haven't been getting that many donations. Please, guys, come on. We don't want to end up in the hole. And we got a lot of expenses coming out. And remember, we're running 2 streaming programs now. I'm using 2 streaming programs. So please, I like this thing here. Check that out. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Yeah, so please donate to support us. Okay, I'm going to log out. I'll log back on at 7 o'clock for Dr. Dramali and Brother Youssef. And tomorrow I'm going to give y'all a quiz on this. I'm going to give you guys a quiz on this Sharia compliant banking. So listen, make sure y'all have took notes. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. I'll be back in 15 minutes, inshallah. Yeah, I don't want to mix the